Visitor experience is very vital to ensuring sustainability for museums and cultural and heritage organisations. Before it used to be a little bit of a luxury, a kind of an add-on, but now it's actually a major part of looking to the future for museums and ensuring that they can guarantee their future. Over the last 12 months, I've been working extensively with museums on doing kind of knowledge audits to really understand, first of all their different audiences, and then to uncover the motivations, the beliefs, the interests, and indeed what makes a really good visit for different audiences. Once we have that information, we can use it across the organisation. We can sometimes make simple changes on the ground, we can get some quick hits, we can use it to drive long-term planning, we can use it to drive events, strategies, we can use it for temporary exhibitions, we can use it in a number of ways. When museums have moved away from just focusing inward on their collections to actually focusing outward on their visitors, that's given them the most benefit. They can then start to act on that across the organisation. Sometimes that involves changes on the ground, and sometimes that involves different strategic decisions. Museums generally are doing pretty well, but some of them are still very reluctant to move away from looking inwards at their objects and their collections and the way they organise things to looking outwards to their visitors. Very traditional view of curators and museums, which is rapidly fading, but you get small pockets of resistance, is that the museum looks inwards and actually just focuses on what it thinks is important. Whereas nowadays visitors have a choice. They don't have to come to museums. There's plenty of things they can do. So it's really important that museums actually look outwards and figure out what the visitor wants and how to give it to them. Research is vital in understanding visitors and different audiences. You have to kind of get into the visitor's head. You have to kind of understand what they want, their characteristics, their interests, their behaviour, what motivates them to come to a museum, and actually the decision-making process they go through, and to be as helpful and as focused as possible on different types of audiences to give them what they want. The thing with visitor research is that sometimes it gives you answers that you're not expecting, and you may not have guessed. The whole point though is to work with that because it gives you insight into your visitors. It's very similar to retail, where retail really focuses on succeeding by knowing its customers and giving the customers what they want when they want it. The same with museums. If we can understand what visitors are after, even if that's uncomfortable, even if that means change, then that's a good thing because we've got more likely to give visitors what they want as opposed to just guessing. One of the key insights that you can get is into your different audiences. Museums need to focus on a range of different types of visitor, some of which will have things in common, some of which may have totally different wishes and demands. That's not a problem, but the more you uncover it, the more you can see how you can deliver that and actually give a package to different audiences, which gives them an offer that they actually find compelling and reasons to come to the museum. I think that museums can actually benefit enormously from looking outwards, and especially from looking outside the sector. We can learn from totally different disciplines such as retail, where retail focuses extensively on customers and what the customer wants and understands their decision-making process when they're buying. We can learn a lot from that. We can adapt that to helping us understand what visitors want and how they make decisions. Where successful projects have happened, museums have focused on their different audiences and understand what they need and what they want and what makes a good visit, and then they've acted on it. Now, they've made changes on the ground primarily and also strategically. Sometimes this is just actually improving the front entrance. Sometimes it's making ticketing easier and the offer easier to understand, and quite often it involves removing hard work for visitors to make the whole experience and the whole visit a lot easier and better, so that visitors have to invest less time and effort and they got more time to actually have an enjoyable visit. One of the things that's hardest for museums often is to actually put themselves in the place of the visitor and see a visit through the visitor's eyes. Sometimes visitors can be affected by even the architecture of a place, like that grand building behind us. They can feel intimidated. Sometimes they don't quite know what to do. Sometimes they're starting their visit from a place of uncertainty. We can actually help visitors to relax. We can help to make a visit a lot easier for them, but we have to understand it from their viewpoint. I think since the crash, things have obviously got harder for museums and the heritage sector. Those times are not coming back. So the sectors now have to adapt to harsh economic realities that they are facing, and that is going to be happening into the future. They therefore need to adapt and take ownership of different types of processes and different types of analysis that are going to help them become sustainable and move forward into the future.